Hi.
Hey, Rob, can you
R-
hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
How you doing, mate?
Good, good. And how are you?
That's good. Good, thanks, man. Hey, is the camera on or how does this work? Is this just voice we're doing? Is that okay? Or
Yeah, either way is fine. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
sounds good, man. What's
Yeah.
been happening, dude?
Oh, nothing much. So yeah, I closed down the house, but
Yeah,
yeah. But other than that, everything's just, I guess, as this, as normal. It's the same.
yeah.
Life in easy.
That yeah. Oh man, I missed that place. It's been I think it's been 3 years now, or maybe two and something, because I was there in 2017, I think.
To 18, I think. 18. So it's 200,
Was it
two.
two?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Because no, I think it was the end of 2017. Pretty sure it was like that.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
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 you're right.
because that's when I was coming back just for like coming back to Oz just for New Year's and Christmas. So it was end of the year. Oh
Okay.
man, I miss it, dude. Yeah, honestly, I was hoping to come back maybe like ever since I came back from there, like
Yeah.
maybe a year after. But just things keep changing. And by the way, I did come to Japan once more, but it just I couldn't make it there, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I came back actually, not last year, but end of 2018, I think it was.
18. Okay.
Um, yeah. Hold on. Wait, sorry, I'm confused. Oh, end of 2019. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Uh huh. Okay.
Um, yeah. I came there, but the thing is, I was with a friend,
Uh huh.
and he was new to Japan, and kind of like he just wanted to do some other things, and I
Well,
wanted to stay longer, but
hmm.
because that's when I went to Vietnam. So I was traveling for 2 months.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And the
That's a lot
last
of
part of,
content. Yeah.
yeah. So the last part of my trip was Japan actually. And that's
Mhm.
when I was with that friend and I just couldn't make it there. Like I wanted to stay slightly longer, but I
Mhm.
needed a few things to come back to and
Okay.
work wise. If I was on my own, I would have definitely got in touch with you again. And
Yeah, that would have been great. But
anyways.
yeah, where did you go?
Yeah, man.
Do you remember?
I went in Japan
Yeah.
or yeah, yeah, I went so I started off Tokyo and I
Yep.
just went to Tokyo and Osaka to be honest.
Uh huh.
They
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
I
was
think
long
I think I vaguely remember you contacting me that you were going to Osaka.
I
Maybe.
think I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I
Maybe it's
think I
dropped the
did.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, but I was like cuz I don't know what maybe you had things as well. I can't remember, but yeah, I just did Tokyo and Osaka. Like I was there for like 3 weeks and I
Uh
did
huh.
like a week, I
Uh huh.
think a week in Tokyo and a week and a half in Tokyo and a week and a half in Osaka. And the truth is,
Hmm.
I sort of regret going all the way to Osaka. I should have just stopped there and just because of my friend
Uh huh.
he did a bit of Kyoto on his own as well.
Hmm.
And I didn't want to do the cities that I've been to be like previously with him again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it was kind of everything was booked and it was too late to back down to, if
Hmm.
I had to do it again, I probably would have stayed there because it was closer to, just easier to come there and just spend some time there and then maybe carried on to Osaka. But yeah,
Wow. Okay.
um, yeah, but that didn't happen. So, anyways, tell me how has things been there like in the last 2 years? Like, well, I saw a lot of stuff you were posting on Facebook and
Yeah, so yeah, actually, it's so when you came, it was like maybe month 8. It's like the first year,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah. So for like, I think for like the first year and a half, we had a lot of volunteers and etc. And then I also had people kind of come into stay as like an accommodation, and then the last half, the you know, after that 1.5 year phase, I try to make it into kind of like a more guest house kind of place.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and but I also did invite a lot of people to volunteer and do the same kind of kind of projects, and
Hmm.
yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, overall, I think like the first year I got a very good head start. So I just like made the whole kind of vibe. Nothing really changed. It's just people coming in, and we just do kind of the same things, but different, specifically different things, but in like this
Yeah.
very similar kind of vibe, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Yeah, yeah. So you got there were like guests from all over the place coming in, or
Yeah,
mainly?
all over the
Yeah,
place. But
yeah,
yeah, mainly I guess people from Europe and I guess people from Europe and Australia, United States.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good, man. Yeah. And now, so is there the other house now, or like that's it? Is it still there, or what's? Because I saw you moved as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved, and the initial idea was to have that as like a testing ground, see if it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a feeling it might be in the wrong spot, but I just started anyways. You gotta start someday, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so my intention is to kind of go back, to a very place nearby, maybe
Yeah.
like a station or two away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of start it over. And I'm trying to see if I can start it over, this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
That's
not,
good, man. Yeah.
yeah, just in
Yeah.
another few years, I'll do the same thing.
Right. 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 Um. Yeah. Cool, man. So did you get anyone to help you out, or like anyone from locals there,
Oh,
or was
yeah,
it
yeah.
just you?
So
Yeah.
yeah, well, the whole kind of theme or kind of like the concept was difficult for many people to grasp. Maybe I'm kind of stubborn. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So people did reach out to give give different kind of activities. So maybe we didn't do it like when you were here, but
Yeah.
we brought like students who were like studying English, and they were like
Yeah.
Chinese, and they were like
Yeah.
getting ready to kind of move to the United States. So the Commerce Office, helped us to kind of like set up like a training session, like a week long kind of like a camp kind of thing. That happened, and then this different craft, kind of like workshops. Maybe it was there when you were here. There's like a group of
Um.
ladies.
I think that was starting when I was there. I'm pretty sure
Mhm,
you.
mhm,
I did some. I
mhm.
started helping you with some kind of posters where you're sticking at the door and on the windows and stuff like that. So you were kind of. I think you were kicking in with that as well at that
Yeah, yeah,
time, from what I remember.
yeah.
But yeah, we did. I'm pretty sure back then we did have a visit from. Yeah, there were a few ladies that came by once from, vaguely I'm remembering here.
Yeah.
But you were thinking about it, and I think it was starting. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's a really good thing though, man. I think that was it's kind of like the whole teaching English part.
Mhm, mhm,
I don't
mhm.
know, like especially at the guest house. I quite like that idea, even though there was not much of it back then.
Uh-huh.
But I felt it was a bit more kind of cozy and interacting more with the locals in that kind of sense would have been.
It is. It is. It's yeah. I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
because I think when I originally got in touch with you regarding this, I knew there would
Mm-hmm.
have been some, like, I sort of, I in my mind I thought it would be a bit of more like teaching, and not really teaching, more like
Mm-hmm.
just going with like going to different places, and maybe it was more like learning a bit of like teaching a few English words here and there, just
Mm-hmm.
interacting with different Japanese locals.
Mm-hmm.
I did do that when I was there. I think we went to a festival once.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few things that I remember. There was I think a fifth or sixth grader there that we went on a day trip, sort of like to a market with back then.
Okay.
And his mom wanted a bit of
The
just for
morning
him.
market. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And his mom wanted for him to just kind of like just practice a bit of his English because he
Yes.
doesn't use this. Yeah, but he was pretty good in English anyways.
Right.
But yeah, there were a few things happening back then. Man, every time I'm just like thinking of all that. That was good memories from there. Like I said, I was like, honestly, if it was easier to just, I think even back then when I was with you, I did mention it. It just, if it was easier to stay in Japan for a longer period of time, I think I would have.
Oh, okay. Oh, oh
Yeah,
wow.
it's just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Now I think with me, because my situation is a bit changed as well with work wise.
Hmm.
See, previously when I came, um, I think I was still with my old company and I was working, so it wasn't a bit more like flexible.
Hmm. Hmm.
I was freelancing on a side, but it wasn't like as massive freelance work. I had a few stuff here and there, but now the new company that I'm with,
Hmm.
uh, so because I've been freelancing and contracting for them, I worked from home a lot, even before the COVID stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I traveled when I went to Vietnam. I was actually proper working as well in a few days, here and
Hmm.
there. So I was working and traveling, and they gave me that flexibility to kind of like do 2 days or 3 days of work or whatever I want, while pretty much travel and get paid. If you know what I mean. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's sometimes it's easier as well to go for a longer period of time.
Hmm.
Um, my plan is if I ever, I mean, I'm hoping to come back because if I
Hmm.
come back, by the way, will be my fourth time to Japan now.
Hmm.
Um, but if I come back, my plan is to stay longer. Anywhere that I'm traveling nowadays, it's more kind of a longer period, maybe
Hmm.
like a 2 months. I'm thinking,
Uh-huh.
and because I'm working, like there's a bit of freelance on a side, so it's
Mm.
kind of it helps to balance things out. I don't have to worry about the whole financial
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of traveling. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
easier as well. Um, so yeah, man. Like I said, I was hoping to come back this year. Last year I took time off traveling because my dad actually passed away last year. Was a bit
Oh,
some
that's unfortunate. Okay.
yeah
Oh, that's a
yeah.
big
So my
change.
dad passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad passed away last year, and it was kind of unexpected for the entire family. And we just hold on. I just hold on traveling,
Hmm.
and then as soon as we moved in 2020, and I'm like, okay, I'm a bit ready to just start traveling again. And then COVID came, and I'm like, bloody hell, now I can't even go anywhere. Now I can't go anywhere. I really wanted to visit. How's the situation there with in Japan, anyways, with COVID?
It seems like the situation has almost gone back to normal.
Yeah,
Everything's like in operation, but this the social distance thing, that's still
yeah,
here.
yeah,
So I guess a lot of businesses have to kind of adjust to that. So it's the restaurants and all the other kind of hospitality services that are getting the I guess this hit. They got to change somehow.
yeah. It's exactly what's happening here, man.
Uh-huh.
It's exactly the thing. Business is getting hit and social distancing. And the truth is, Melbourne is there's some suburbs just around the area. They've gone back to being more restricted because in
Hmm.
the last I think week or 2 weeks,
Hmm.
because Melbourne is pretty much one of the coldest in Oz in terms of like winter.
Hmm.
Uh, and this is pretty much we're in winter now. And So the COVID kind of like there were a lot of cases just
Uh-huh.
in the last 2 weeks. So it's kind of gone back to being a bit more restricted.
Hmm.
I'm talking only actually Melbourne. So the others are kind of a bit more, I guess, being gone back to normal. We were going back to normal proper, but now we're a bit more restricted to doing a few things and stuff. So this is, they said, until end of July,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
uh, and then they will kind of re kind of open a few things again and maybe give freedom to the people to step out and here and there. But it's crazy, isn't it? Like no one expected this COVID, and all of a sudden, this just 2020 came with this, right?
It is. It's just it's nothing you kind of ever expect to happen.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. 100%. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's it sucks because I was hoping to pretty much make my way back there, and
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Are you so? What's is it like? Do you think next year would be a bit more
Hmm.
for you, like for the other house to kind of go back to normal again, or like actually maybe think of starting about it, or
Yeah, so the whole concept was I was just trying to make different ways to experience the countryside, and it's more
yeah,
about activities and kind of like learning from subtleties, like subtle kind of experiences. So
which is my favorite part of it, to be honest.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. Thank you.
of the trip, like I really enjoyed it back then. I honestly not because of anything. At the start, when I was there, I was like, it was a bit kind of new to me, and I'm like,
Hmm.
what, like, is this going to be good and stuff?
Hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely, yeah, I wouldn't, like I would definitely do it again
Oh,
in
oh,
terms of like if I
oh.
had to. Yeah, it's quite just it was nice, and especially meeting people as well along, meeting new kind of just making friendships as well. I quite
Yeah.
enjoy that when I travel. It's just nice, I've actually kept in touch with you. Um, I think when I came back to Oz, I was doing. You remember Kamada?
Mm.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, was it
Kamada.
Kamada?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The guy with the cafe. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, yep. So, have you
Um,
talked to me after that?
I do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I came back to Melbourne and I was still working. I was still kind of finishing up that Cafe EFO website for him
Mm-hmm.
back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I did that for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, sorry, I'm confused. Was Kamada the photographer, or am I getting them mixed? Who was?
Kameda is the Mori. Mori is the photographer, and then Kamada is the
Yeah, yeah.
cafe. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
The cafe, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got in touch with Kamara. Even though, well, the funny thing is,
Yep.
I have Maury on my Instagram as well, and he actually reached out. I think it was last year.
Uh huh.
We just just saying hello, and he was chatting to me about few. Can't remember, but it was something about some Arabic language or something. He was
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get some about something that I vaguely remember. But yeah, he did. I still see him. He's on my Insta, and I still.
Yeah.
But Kamara, the cafe, if I do message him every now and then just to see how he is with
Yeah.
things. I just messaged him a few days ago actually
Oh, okay.
because he just popped in my Facebook just like you as well, and um, yeah, he said he's married now and stuff. So
Yep.
I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the thing.
he's done some
Yeah,
crazy things in the last 2 years. He went to Brazil, and then he was
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's so crazy.
He's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
organic farming, and then like yeah, he's got a dog. He saved the dog.
Oh, he's a funny dude. Is he? I think he's back in EAU, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he
He's
back?
back in easy. He's very close to where he was before.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
and
that's awesome, man. Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting how kind of like he traveled all, and I'm pretty sure I think from what I remember his parents were from a different
Hmm.
from further out as well, and he just liked
Hmm.
the kind of the nature and the whole calmness of that side of Japan, which
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's really nice to see young people kind of still you know trying to move out and just be in that kind of part of Japan. It's really nice.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Do you still keep in touch with him or?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I met him like 2 or 3 months ago, and
Yeah.
yeah, I met his dog and his wife, and yeah. But every time I meet him, he always has like a big change.
Yeah.
So now he's more into like kind of like health practicing and that kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, yeah.
he's a cool dude. He's just experimenting with different stuff and just along the way in life. He's just throwing his hands at everything.
Right.
Just trying to see what's gonna work out for him.
Hmm.
That's amazing. He did tell me about moving to Brazil as well, which is I thought
Hmm.
was yeah, it was a big change as well. He was there for a year, I think, or something.
Yeah, almost in a year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Have you traveled anywhere ever since, or
Me, no, no.
yeah,
I think I've gone to San Francisco once, but
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
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 yeah. But other than that, no. I traveled in Japan, like within Japan. So
yeah, yeah. Of
yeah, and
course.
then
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, checking out different places. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. I had a friend of mine who I think went after my last trip to Japan as well, on
Mm-hmm.
with a few other of his mates, and he did he did a bit of a different kind of style of traveling in Japan to me. He actually did a lot of he squeezed a lot of places in.
Uh-huh.
So he was literally every 2 days jumping on a train and
Ah, yeah. That,
going.
that that's also a fun way to travel. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was just more like, so he wasn't like spending more like 2 days max in one place, and he was
Mm-hmm.
there for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he did like he even went all the way to the top of Japan, the cold side.
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, he did that, and even though he doesn't do any like, because I'm pretty sure snows up there, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it
It
does. It
does.
does. Yeah, it
Yeah,
snows
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
darn heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's more like I'm pretty sure people who are into snowboarding and stuff like that would
Mm-hmm.
enjoy all that kind of side of Japan. But he wasn't into any of that. But he just did a bit of a and then on the other side he went all the way to the bottom of the Japan. I'm like, wow, he was just doing like massive everywhere, and I'm like, it's a good way to travel. Even though I'm a bit more chilled when I travel these days. It's more like taking my sweet time in one place and
Mm-hmm.
just going for a longer period of time. I just feel like Japan is when I'm there. Like even like my last time when I went with that mate of mine, I was more chilled. I was more experiencing things as if I was living there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and that's how I prefer to do things these days. I'm not really kind of like very fast, like traveling here and there. I just want to enjoy the one place rather than doing the whole. I can always go back to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if
No,
I come
I
back,
hear you. Yeah.
yeah, and it's gonna be Japan. It's gonna be one thing that I'll be probably doing every 2 years. That's my plan if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Yeah, just go there, and even if it's like a and it's very easy now to get there as well from Oz. I'm not sure if you're like because we have direct flight.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like you literally get to Japan with one flight,
Right.
9 hours, whatever. So it's much easier as well. Um, and yeah, like previously, I'm pretty sure we had to stop. Like there's a few stops here and there, but now we have that direct flight, which is just
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Is that from Melbourne or Perth or
From
where?
no, no, from Melbourne,
From Melbourne.
from
Yeah.
city.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We literally just got, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure not my last one, but I'm pretty sure there are flights straight away to Narita in
Yeah.
Tokyo and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, oh, sorry, Narita's in Osaka. What am I saying? Isn't it?
Oh, no,
Am I
no,
getting
Narita's in
confused?
Tokyo. Yeah,
In Tokyo, I'm
that's the
getting up.
Tokyo
Yeah,
International Airport.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, so yeah, man. That's in terms of that. Like I said, in last ever since Japan, I've just been traveling, but it's just been Asia and just expanding like on few. Oh, I did go to South Korea as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I was there for a week while
How
before
was
going to
that?
Japan. Um, I was in a city, so I just went to Seoul and a few day trips out of the city as well.
Uh huh.
I liked it,
Uh huh.
um, but it's not. It wasn't like it's not like I'm gonna go back to anytime soon. Like
Okay.
it was a different. When people say,
Mm-hmm.
previously before going there, when I ask people that they go to Korea and they
Mm-hmm.
say, "Have you been to Japan?" and I'm like, "Yeah," and they
Mm-hmm.
say, "Well, you should just go to Japan." That's what they used to tell me, and I'm like, "Okay, so I
Okay.
should just skip that." That's what they used to say, like skip, like just
What?
don't go. I'm like,
That's the first
okay.
time I heard that. It's strange.
I'm honestly, I had my brother went to both of them
Mm-hmm.
before me.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Japan and South Korea. He said exactly the same.
Really?
Someone else said the same. I'm like, okay, but I did go to Seoul just because
Mm-hmm.
I just thought to break it up when I was going my 2 months trip, and I enjoyed it. Like it's a nice place,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
but like, yeah, I'll probably just choose Japan to kind of like, if I was to choose between them two and go back there. It's just
Uh-huh.
something about the people there as well.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But
It
you
wasn't as
you like to relax, right? Like in the rural areas, I guess.
I mean, that's always been part of my
Yeah.
trip. Now,
Uh-huh.
I prefer the city. Like, I go to the city,
Oh, you do?
stay there
Okay.
for like,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Like
Okay.
when I come to Japan, don't get me wrong. No, no. I mean, I enjoy going to Tokyo for a bit, and
Mm-hmm.
just having, spending whatever time I want to, and just,
Mm-hmm.
because it's nice there. Even the city life, it's nice to break it up. I wouldn't want to be doing the whole thing just in rural. You know what I mean? Just one whole bang.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
nice to break things up when I travel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I definitely like to break it up with a bit of out of just like EAU or whatever. And I did that in Vietnam as well. Like I wasn't, I did step out in kind of like, because people, when they go like Ho Chi Minh City and stuff like that, I went
Mm-hmm.
all the way to
Uh-huh.
to
Uh-huh.
Hanoi, spending more time there, and just like a bit more, and the outer side of it as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just nice to break things up. So I like to have a mix of, especially when I come to Japan, just a bit of a mix is nice.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Not all like just staying, in Izu or like for a long. It's nice to. I'll probably do a day trip or two to Tokyo and come back. I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure you do the same thing as well if you're kind of there. Just catch a train, go back to the city just for a day or two and come back.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's like that. Yeah. But
Yeah,
there are cities I kind of like to stay because I don't know, it's just sometimes it makes me helps me concentrate, working on different things, you know.
100% agreed. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just. Yeah, yeah. Like exactly right. It's not just about being, like in that. Because Izu, when I was there, like.
Mhm.
Um, it has that nature side. There's touristy attraction that you can visit, and
Mhm.
then it's just that calmness. But there wasn't much of, because it's so like country and outer. There's not much
Mhm.
like like a city, like a tiny spot where you can go and actually, you know
That
what I
is
mean,
true.
like a bit.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah.
it's more like for example, when I was at the other house, like the closest supermarket next to us was a walking distance,
Yeah.
and you had to go there and grab whatever you want and come back. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
wasn't like
Yeah.
you don't have, unless I went when I went to Shimoda and all the way, they had a bit of a bit of a nice,
Mhm.
not a nice, but a bit more kind of tiny town shops or whatever, where
Mhm.
you can just break it up, if you
Yep.
know what I mean.
Yep.
But
Yep.
as soon as you step out, that's it, you're out already,
Mhm.
and that's how it was. So it's nice to have that option. Just and I
Yeah.
like that about Japan. Izu was very close to Tokyo.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think people forget that when they're there. Like you can actually step out and experience um with not really taking a long train
Yeah. Yeah.
rides. You know what I mean? Like it's not like going for a massive. It's you 2 hours to something and you're there. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and yeah, man, it's I don't know what has changed in Izu, and then any new stuff that has been happening in the last 2 years, like any developments, anything that happened in all those areas near the other house.
Well, the thing with a lot of places like in the countryside with Japan is that I
Yeah,
think yeah, cities tend to be more popular. So the easy
yeah,
way for I guess tour companies to try to make things attractive is to build something in the city.
hmm,
But this the cities in Japan are very hectic. It's like it's like one of
so
the
crazy.
they're like the busiest, like Osaka and Tokyo are like like up there on the list, in terms of the
Yeah,
busiest cities in the world. So
yeah,
sometimes like without really being conscious about it, you can overstress yourself through
hmm,
a lot of entertainment. So I always think you want to budget and like a small piece of like a countryside like itinerary for like 2 3 days if you're staying for like 2 weeks. That's kind of like what I perceived is like the ideal. So
100%. Yeah,
yeah. S-
yeah.
So that's like I'm trying to kind of promote, because if you go to Tokyo, yeah, it's like it's just like adrenaline drive on top of adrenaline drive, and it's like you might
100%. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, man. It's so true. It's so
yeah.
true. And I think, yeah, just like you said, it's really it really helps sometimes to have a bit more. And you know what I liked about when I
Hmm.
was at the other house? For
Uh-huh.
me, it was, I know I did like a, I jumped on the work away, and I was more like voluntary and like a
Hmm.
guest kind of thingy.
Hmm. Hmm.
It it almost can be a kind of like a underground kind of tour, if you know what I mean, to other part of Japan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
not the
yep,
usual.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like not the usual commercial kind of. Like
yeah, yeah.
even I'm pretty sure, like even if there's a commercial like a tour where they can take you to EAU, or for example for any
Hmm.
other part of Japan, it will be more. It wouldn't be as as friendly as the other house. You know what? Like you know what I mean? Like it's just it has that it had a bit of a side to all the other elements as well, where you can kind of, talk to the locals
Yeah,
and do
yeah,
these and
yeah.
attend this kind of. I don't think you can go to, there's a tour, be like, all right, we're attending a festival in I don't know where. Like, it's very hard to, you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it's
right.
not, yeah. Whereas the other house had those options and stuff like that that ticked for me, and that's what I enjoyed.
Oh,
The
that's a
funny thing
compliment.
is,
Thanks.
Rob, what,
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, man. The funny thing is, I'm pretty. When I came there,
Hmm.
when I was obviously I had my nephew with me. I was traveling back then with him, but he came
Hmm.
back to Oz.
Uh-huh.
And then when he saw my posts,
Hmm.
and because I was posting on Instagram here and there, and
Hmm.
he was like, "Wow, I really," and I explained like all my experiences and what I went through and the people that I met. And he was like, "Man, I wish I was with you. I regret coming back." And I'm like, "Man, I told you, like you should have stayed with me." And he was like, "Oh man." And even my friend, the one that traveled, a bit like all around and a
Oh
bit
yeah,
more on a
yeah.
fast pace, even him, honestly, he did tell me, he was like, "Wow, those experiences are amazing." He said, "I felt like." I think from his trip, what I gathered, I think that's what he was trying to achieve on this time when he went.
Okay.
He had, honestly, I felt like he wanted something from his posts. He wanted a bit more,
Hmm.
I would say, more kind of real Japan, more kind of like actually getting to see the depth of the culture. And I don't know
Right.
if it was a bit of influences from what I did in Izu. I can't remember because my posts and my photos and were pretty much all about the Izu in the time. I was literally posting here and there. I'm here. I'm eating this and doing this. And
Uh-huh.
uh,
Was there an instance where you had kind of like I wouldn't say like a negative incident, but did you get kidnapped by somebody or something, or no?
nah, man, no chance.
Oh, okay, no. But sometimes that kind of thing happens. Like neighbors start coming to my house, and then like they talk to the guests, and they just
Yeah,
take the guests away in their cars. Um,
yeah. Oh, wow. As in like, just to get what from them, to get like a bit of a conversation from them, or
yeah,
to get some.
it's just a friendly gesture. They just want to get to know
Ah,
people. But then some people are very loud, and actually, some of the guests kind of enjoy it because it's like they can see that they're not being like harmful or anything. But
nah, I didn't.
okay, okay.
Nah, I didn't. But I do remember, like, I think I went. I used to go to I think where Kamada was staying, the cafe. I used to
Uh-huh.
visit there on my own few times
Uh-huh.
while I was in Easy.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like there were the ladies in that specific
Uh-huh.
town. They kind of like
Uh-huh.
got used to me. And
Uh-huh.
I think there was this one time when we were walking, like I think we went to
Uh-huh.
there was a market, a fish market there in the
Mhm.
morning that you took us to.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we went to the fish market, and as we were, we finished, like last time went by, we kind of stepped out and we were walking, and they saw me again with
Mhm.
you and
Mhm.
the other guest that was staying with us at that time, and they said,
Mhm.
oh, he's here, he's again. Like this guy is just we're walking here every day. Like we see him. I'm like, okay, I'm like a neighbor here now or what? Like I might just they all know me. So it's kind of like because there's not many people.
Mhm,
I did enjoy those kind of stuff as well.
mhm,
It's nice to see that. And to be honest, when I was because I come from a bit of a cultural background as well,
mhm,
like
mhm.
those things, like just giving a smile to someone, even like from a different kind of, different country or whatever, like an old person or someone who's just kind of like careless. I find it very,
Mhm.
um, it's just something nice to just be around those areas. I quite enjoy that. You know what I mean? Like
Not not
honestly,
not just.
the photo,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the photos that I took, like even when I came back and I was explaining, like I shared those stories with a lot of like even the family members.
Mhm,
And I remember that day we took a photo with
mhm.
that group of old ladies,
Oh, the
and
ladies,
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they
And my
started
mom
talking
was
to
like,
us all of a sudden,
yeah, yeah,
bombarding
yeah,
us with questions, right? Oh, bombarding you
yeah.
you guys with the questions, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And my
yeah,
mom was like, "Oh, what the hell?" I'm like, "This is all the people that I met." And she
yeah,
was like, "This is amazing."
yeah.
She even like she was like, "Wow, look at that!"
Mhm,
It's just it was a really like great part of that whole experience.
yeah.
The whole people and
Mhm,
there's so many stuff that I can think of, and I'm like, wow, they were just nice moments
mhm.
to kind of be surrounded with.
Oh, okay.
But
Uh,
yeah, man, it's
yeah.
nah. There's nothing that actually bothered me when I was there. I was like, I was just getting at the start, like I said, I was a bit, I'm like, is this the right thing? The
Mhm.
first day when I got there, I'm like, what am I getting myself into? Like, I just, because it was new to me as well. Like, I haven't done anything, um, like actually staying somewhere with like a guest, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
how is this gonna go? But I think it's just when you meet great people, you can easily adapt, and that's how I'm just gonna put it like that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like when you
yeah.
just meet, so much easier to just adapt and
Mhm.
um, even though we had our own spare time and just doing our own thing, and I was doing stuff for you here and there, and I was helping this, you know, um,
Right,
it's
right.
it's still it's still nice to kind of like I had my space, and at the same time we had our own time all together as well, and doing
Mhm,
different things and doing things together, and
mhm.
yeah, man, it was great. It was really great.
Yeah.
Um, did did anyone else like from the guest? Because I'm pretty sure I think it was Mario, the photographer. He was planning to do something similar back then as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he actually didn't get a chance to invite people over, but I think
Okay, yeah,
yeah, he's getting a new job now. He's going to like Cambodia or so like another country in Asia, and he's like
yeah.
doing house building or something. So
Oh wow,
yeah, 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 it's home building, I think. So
that's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm very interested to see how that turns out. So yeah,
Oh,
but
that's amazing. Yeah, he does take some really good photos, and I follow his Instagram from all that
yeah, his
Cambodia and
photos
all
are
the
great. Yeah,
yeah, from the kind of poorer side of the world. It's amazing.
hmm
But now I didn't know he was moving. That's amazing. Good on him, man. Yeah.
yeah. So if this COVID situation clears out, he's gonna be able to go. So
Yeah.
cross our fingers for that.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's yeah. I um I I I I actually wanted
Hmm.
to kind of like move somewhere else as well, to be honest. Like last when I went to Vietnam, my plan was to kind of like start not really start but just test some business part of stuff,
Hmm. Hmm.
whether it was with design and
Uh-huh.
just get some maybe make few because my sisters they did fashion design and stuff back then. So I
Hmm.
was hoping to go there and maybe like just stay there for a longer period of time and travel around there and Japan.
Hmm.
Not so much Korea. I was just there in Japan and maybe just get the feel of the market, get
Uh-huh.
some ideas on things, and just suss out like different tailors and pattern makers, and just to help the my sisters with that kind of stuff. And
Hmm.
that was one of the reasons I went to Vietnam for like a month. Just I
Okay.
was more experienced, like experimenting with different things.
Okay.
And even in Japan, when I was in Tokyo, I was just looking at different, just sussing out the waters in terms of how things work, mainly with design and fashion, because that's what they were like looking into.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, I got a lot of contacts when I was there,
mm-hmm,
and my plan was to come back and kind of like just refocus on things
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and obviously I wanted to. It wasn't just making any. My plan was to not just make anything. It was more think about a lot of sustainability stuff. Think about a lot of like just things like that
mm-hmm,
could not just waste.
mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just not someone that would just make things for like waste and like fast and like make them just because there's so much shit out there. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
That's.
why I'm taking, and that's why I took my sweet time. I'm sure even when I was in EAU, it was more like I used to talk about my work as being more like just a mixture of everything.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Um, and I've always been that kind of person, just experimenting, but not so much make something that every single place that you go, you find similar stuff out there. It's just a waste. And now,
Mm-hmm,
what we're going into, it's more people are more aware of those things,
mm-hmm.
and it's nice to. And that was one of the reasons, and that's if I was to come back to Japan, it's always going to be that kind of stuff that I'm always going to be interested in to look into as well.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what contacts you're going to get.
Yeah, people are very interesting. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Who
and
you
for
run across,
example,
you never know.
exactly. Oh yeah, man. Oh man, definitely. It's more like even when I was there, like I'm sure I did few I think banners and design work, and I think it was for
Mm-hmm,
a lady that had some sort of collectible, like collectible antique stuff,
mm-hmm,
clothing.
mm-hmm.
Um,
What was
I
this in
did some,
Izu?
yeah, yeah, for you. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it
no,
was
no,
another.
you did, definitely did. No, I remember now. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was some sort of like an online shop, or I can't remember
She
exactly.
was doing recyclable kind of like
Yeah,
art crafts, so kind of like kimonos and like traditional Japanese material kind of that was one thing, and they turn it into another. It's like remake craft, like recycling,
that was amazing.
reusable
Honestly,
things. Yeah.
yeah, if I was like that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
if I was to stay there longer and
Uh-huh.
if she would take someone in for like just be around and learn a few things here and there and help out, I
Mm-hmm.
would so definitely do whatever. That
Uh-huh.
that, that would have been a nice. It's
Wow.
just
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like I wasn't expecting and again when I came back here and I shared a lot of the stuff that I like, even the cafe, that like a lot of things that I came back, I just shared them with friends, with my
Mm-hmm.
family, with my
Mm-hmm.
sisters who I'm like I kind of work and do things with as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I showed that kind of aspect of things and what type of work they did, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's it was kind of like it was almost like something that you wouldn't just do on a trip. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I thought about, and that's why it was like fascinating for them as well. Oh wow, like who would have thought? But I did that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, man. I can, like I said, I could talk so much about it, but yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shame that I didn't come back any time sooner. And like I said, every honestly, like I said, I was hoping this year, and then COVID came on last year, and my dad, and I just put things on hold.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I'm sure I kept in touch with you throughout. I just kept messaging you how things go and here and there, just to suss out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, we should
and
definitely
every
keep in touch. I'll tell you where I'll be next, and then also
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, come to
Tell me.
think of it, yeah,
Yep.
I I want to tell you few hostels and few places I can recommend you to. There's one place in Kyoto which is really nice.
Yeah.
I actually do a lot of work there.
Oh,
Work
nice.
as in like when I stay there, I don't know, it's like something kind of like gives me inspiration, and it's good for concentration and all that kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
that's amazing, man. Yeah, you should so send me stuff. I
yeah,
would definitely want to
yeah.
just check things out. Are they just hostels or guest houses, or they just?
It's a so the ones I'm talking about are hostels. Sometimes I go to Kyoto for work, and
Yeah.
instead of staying in a one fancy hotel, I kind of uh take my I kind of learn from other hostels, and yeah, there was like one or two that really was really nice. It's like a hostel, but it's just I don't know why, but just it's yeah, it's it's
That's cool, man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There are places
Send
like that.
yeah, send me links, on Skype. I'd like to keep them, just note them down for my next, like when I come back there. Um, yeah, I actually did a hostel when I was in Vietnam. I actually met people there as well. I jumped on meetups and I decided to meet a few of the locals there just to help me
You
out.
did
I
okay.
met a
That's cool.
Yeah, I did actually. I met a group of pretty much some designers. They were just like me.
Uh
Some
huh.
some used to work in like
Uh huh.
web. Some used to work in like, and the specific uh, girl that I met as well, like with that group, she had a hostel and I stayed at her
Oh,
place.
okay. Well, actually, that kind
Yeah,
of gets me an idea. I'm gonna be starting online. I mean, I've already had a meetup, but I'm gonna restart it online.
yeah,
And just connecting people in Japan, trying to experience like the things that you experience, like foreigners in Japan, like expats and
100%.
people.
Yeah,
But
100%. Did you?
but
Because you didn't have a. Did you have a meetups? You didn't have one back then, did you? Because I found you on Workaway, not meetups.
I no, I also have meetup. I have a group that has about 200 people,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I did study groups for about 6 months, and then how I kind of came up with the idea of doing the other house. That's partly it. Like I had the idea, but
Oh,
they,
oh wow.
yeah, these
Yeah, yeah.
group of people helped me to kind of shape, the things like make it into concrete, kind of test idea, I guess. Yeah.
Mm, that's amazing. Yeah, man. Are you so what type of side work are you doing now? Are you doing any side work or
Yeah, so that's the actually thing. So for
yeah,
like the last 4 or 5 months,
yeah.
I'm like kind of recalibrating to like and then trying to get rid of the things that I really can't do, that I shouldn't have
Okay.
done. Well, I mean not
Yeah.
shouldn't have done, but I'm prioritizing. So, but
Oh, beautiful, man.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. But one is to just to have a place. It doesn't have to be like I own the place. I can probably help out another place, but yeah, I'm just continuing this transition of keeping traditions alive, but not for the sake of preserving it. It's
Mm,
like
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
transitioning that into the new age, but really learning to appreciate the past.
Hmm.
Past is definitely inspiration into the future. That kind of thing. That's
Oh, that's beautiful.
you know
Well, so, yeah, no, it's very, very great thinking, man. Yeah, nah,
yeah.
it makes sense to me, and like I said, that's exactly why people like me would kind of like would kind of like get along with that as well, and kind of like click with that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I really enjoy like the most, personally. So,
mm,
I'm just trying to connect with people who have the same kind of, I guess, taste. Not, well, not taste, but like,
yeah,
yeah, that trigger. That's like my trigger. That's my spice.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing, dude. That's like I said, man. Like that, whatever I did there, and the people that I met, and the people that I stayed with, and um, you know, it was enough for even if I was just in Izu and not really being to like Tokyo or whatever, like just there. That would have been enough for me. That's how I look at it from back then.
Cool.
Um, it was just unreal. like my second. By the way, I actually wanted to come back in summer. I don't know why, but I thought maybe in summer
You
would be
should,
a
yeah, yo, you should come back in summer. Summer is the best time. Yes.
yeah. That's what I was like thinking. I'm like,
Yep.
well, I
Yep.
did go in winter,
Yep.
and the weather was amazing. I
Yep.
can't really say no because from what I remember, it probably while my whole time when I was in EAU, I think it only rained maybe once or twice,
Yeah.
but it was just sunny, so sunny and just cold, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Izu has a
but
longer summer than other places, I think.
oh,
And
really?
yeah, for me, the summer vacations are kind of like the highlights of living in Japan, or like that's kind of what depicts um my
Mm.
imagery of Japan. So that's kind of what I want to share. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Maybe now I should consider coming back in summer.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
just be
summer's good.
or just be summer from June or July to whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing, man. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
sure yeah, we've been talking for long, but yeah,
So yeah, yeah, I
there's
shouldn't keep
anything
you for
else.
long. Yeah.
No, no, it's fine, man. I was actually great. I did like honestly, even when I came back, I always wanted to. It's kind of like now I know that we can like you can always. I'm happy to have a phone call every now and then. It's just nice, like I said, to keep in touch. There's a reason why I kept in touch with you, with
Mhm,
Kamara, and
mhm.
even Mario from like
Yep.
photographer stuff. It's just nice to have like I said, friends and people that you meet from,
Yep.
even if it's that doesn't mean as soon as I came back from there, that's it. Because I think it's nice to have things that last a bit longer as well. Like like if you come back here or if I come there, it's just nice to have friends from other place, from other side of the world as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I
definitely, definitely.
always I always keep that in mind. It's just like I said, I've kept so many contacts from here and there every time I travel.
Mhm,
I just like doing that.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, man, it was really good chatting to you.
Same here. Likewise.
Yeah. If we if I ever, I mean, I will come back. I'm not gonna say if I ever because I know I will come back.
Mhm.
I will keep in touch. Let me know on things as well, just to see how you're going. Because I know now with COVID and if your situations change here and there, I will let you know as well.
Oh yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
if anything's yeah, um, if you so where because you moved, yeah, are you still nearby or how far are you
Oh
from
yeah, yeah.
Izu?
I'm at like the gateway of Izu, so I'm in the same area,
Okay, but you just moved from the other house to a different spot. Yeah.
different spot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So you're still kind of in that part of like yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But nah, man, if like I said, I'll keep in touch once I come back. And I'm hoping, like I said, if I come back, I'm hoping to stay at least, maybe if I can a month. That's my planning, just to and it's a good thing because I'm flexible with work now. I'll work a few days, 2 days here, and I'll just
Mhm,
stay
mhm,
my time there. And the funny thing is with COVID,
mhm.
I wish I was stuck there with this COVID. I think it would have been perfect.
That's a compliment.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
say, I'm like, why did I get stuck in Melbourne or somewhere else? Like, why did I not travel and stuck in some other part of the world? Like,
Hmm.
why here?
Hmm.
But easy would have been great. I would have just enjoyed the nature every day.
That's kind of funny.
Oh man, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, man. Is there
Yeah.
anything else? Any other questions? Anything that I think I shared? Is there anything
Yeah,
else
no,
that you want to
no,
ask? Yeah.
yeah, I'm really glad to have this conversation, and like, yeah, and then I'm kind of glad to find that you're kind of safe. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Likewise.
yeah,
I like I said, it's crazy with this whole. No, no. I've been well. It's just like I said, I was hoping to come back earlier, but things didn't happen. But it's
yeah.
always on my mind, and I haven't actually. Not just with Izu, like even my workaway account, I always just keep upgrading things,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, just to kind of like have that option
Hmm.
when I travel. And
Hmm.
and I realized that trip when I did to Japan, I think it was probably like just less than a month. But
Mhm.
I think going longer, it
Mhm.
just works out better for me most of
Mhm.
the time. It's
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
uh, it's just you get to experience it more. And I think my next trip to Japan, I might
Mhm.
consider doing less time in the hyped areas. So like in Tokyo and stuff, will probably be like 2 or 3 days, and then
Uh-huh.
just carry on to that side of Japan,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just even if it's even other sites similar parts to Izu, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Um,
there are many spots. There are many places you can
yeah,
visit. Yeah.
and I'm sure when I come there and I'm sure I'll get in touch, and maybe you can hook me up with some places
Oh
here
yeah.
and
Yeah.
there to
No,
get.
I have some recommendations for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be good to even, like I said, it will be good to do similar stuff, and I wouldn't mind doing activities here and there with locals. It's just nice.
It is. It
And
is.
definitely one more thing that I'll add to my list if I come back for longer
Mhm.
is actually practice a bit more
A
Japanese, and,
bit
and
more
see if I
Japanese.
can let. Yeah,
Okay.
100%. You know what? If I'm giving if I'm kind of providing a bit of convo English, it's good to
Mhm.
get some Japanese here and there, maybe words, maybe practicing whatever, something to
Right. Right.
yeah, that'll be nice. I feel like, and that will help if I stay a bit longer. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just nice. And like I said, I'm always gonna keep Japan as a place to go back to, and it's nice um to just kind of like learn a bit more, and go a bit more depth into it. Well,
Mhm.
just remind me of a story now. Sorry, while I still have you there. When I was there last time, I did meet in Osaka. I
Uh-huh.
met I think it was in a restaurant or
Okay.
like a smoking shisha joint as well. It was
Okay.
kind of
It's a random place.
yeah, no, it was a new place opening in Osaka,
Uh-huh.
and the
Uh-huh.
manager there was a Middle Eastern guy
Uh-huh.
who lived in Japan for a really long time. I
Yeah.
think he
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
there from like
Okay.
studying, and he was living there, and
Uh-huh.
it was just interesting to see his story because he comes from. I mean, I'm Middle Eastern Christian from Middle East. He was like he left. I think he was from some of the Gulf countries.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where, but he
Mhm.
he moved to Japan, and he was telling me how his story, how he studied there, and
Mhm.
he was fluent in Japanese. But this guy just speaks Arabic to me at the same time. I'm like, this is so weird.
That is weird.
And I'm like, wow, he was speaking a bit of Arabic, and then he was speaking, a bit of like he was just chatting to I think he had his wife there at that time as well,
Uh-huh.
and he was speaking. His wife was Japanese, and he was speaking to her in Japanese, and,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, wow, this is so weird. What is this? And then but yeah, it's an interesting story because, like I said, from any side of the world, from anywhere you are, you can always, from completely different side and meet and learn the language, and
Mhm.
it's a nice thing to, obviously he was there in a longer time, but that's my plan is to come back and maybe learn a bit more Japanese would be nice along the way.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not my Japanese, so I picked words here and there, but it's good to learn a bit more, a tiny bit more.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe next time you come, you can hit me up on that too.
Yeah,
Japanese lessons or something.
sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Well,
So, yeah, I shouldn't keep you for long. But anyways, actually, I'm also trying to. I've just recorded this from my own. What's it? The reference. But
yeah.
if it's okay, can I use parts of this to on like a video? I'm trying to compile like stories of people that like in Izu and trying to present
Yeah,
it to
sure, man.
like people of Izu
Yeah.
because some people just don't know what how interesting like real small things could be.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm just trying to
Yeah.
kind of portray that. So yeah, if it's okay.
That's fine, man. Yeah, yeah. It's just my voice, so I'm sure you're gonna take some tiny, tiny elements of what I said about Izu, but yeah, that's sounds good with me, man.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, good chatting to you, man.
Yeah,
Definitely keep in
same here.
touch.
Yep, yep.
And let me know if there's anything interesting that pops up
Oh
here and
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Something that I'll be interested.
Mhm,
I was more into that design part of stuff, and
mhm,
just even if from the other part of the world, would be nice to learn about things and
mhm.
maybe work with them, help out any
Oh
any
yeah, yeah.
voluntary stuff. So if there's anything that you think comes up while I'm not there, it's
Mhm.
nice even if you just hit me up, say this would be something interesting. I just thought, I'll share it or whatever.
Sure, sure,
I'm
sure,
happy.
definitely.
That'll be nice just to see how things are. But yeah, man, that's about it.
Yeah,
And
that's about it.
good luck with everything and stay safe as well. And
You too.
yeah, and I'll keep in touch with you. I have you on all socials, so I'll definitely be. And I'm still part of the other house.
You are, you
So
are,
yeah,
you definitely are.
yeah,
Everyone who came is so. Yeah,
beautiful.
excellent.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
You have a good one then.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
too. Okay.
take care, my friend. See
All
ya,
right.
man.
All right. See you.